Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Driver's Garage. I am, my car's on the lift. I got my friend Chance back there helping me. We're changing the car from 373 gears to 410s. We also have Chance's boss over there, and she's going to be supervising us so we don't get in trouble or hurt ourselves. So far we've got the fan hard down, the dry shaft hanging, the cover off, and we're now got, I guess you got the bearing caps off.
Yep. Just trying to pull the...
And the smelly gear oil, which is royal purple, I guess. I forgot I put royal purple in it. I see it still has even brake lines on it.
Yeah.
You know, California car.
Yeah.
But if you look at this thing, I don't know, look at, this is the only section the undercoated was right here.
Oh. Huh.
Crazy. Yeah. So this is all probably for me running it on the cell flat.
Mm.
Like an idiot.
Probably caused most of it.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
And I spent 2 hours in Wendover
Kinda.
power washing the living snot out of this thing, trying to get it all off. It was wet, which made it worse.
Yeah.
And yeah, like the bolts on my rear end or my transmission. Yeah, there's nothing original on underneath this car anymore, except for the frame.
Yeah.
Well, the trailing arms are, you see, we boxed the trailing arm, the lower one.
Yeah.
And they're polyurethane bushings. I did that in 96, 97, 98 maybe. A year before I left for LA.
Oh, yeah.
Does not want to come out?
No. This happens.
Should we get the pinion?
Well, it should slide back behind the thing.
Okay. It's starting to come out.
Yeah, it's coming. It's just bound up.
Oh, it's bound out. Okay.
So, I'll stick the power bar back here. You know, make sure it doesn't flop completely out.
Let me get some gloves on. I have something to grip besides boots.
It's
No, I just think you'll charge me.
oh, that's super common with this. Oh.
Should have just, I could have had Ken Herbert set it up for just a few cases of beef.
So, Scott, I know why it's not coming out.
How is that?
Well, I didn't take the axles out yet.
Oh, yeah! Duh!
Oops. Alright, center pin.
Professional mechanic.
Right.
We get to be chatterboxing here, we forget to take the axles out, huh? Here, yeah.
Don't we gotta take the center pin on these?
Yeah, you gotta take the center pin out.
Yeah.
I think it's 17. Oh, probably gonna do a big screwdriver.
Locked pretty good.
In order to get the differential out, you got to get the axles out first.
Yep. I pulled the drums. I was just like, alright, we're gonna need to get axles out. And then don't pull the axles out.
us a little bit.
Oh, for those stupid
It's a C-clip.
boom clips.
Yep, it's a C-clip.
Don't tell Roach. I mean, I get why they want us to run C-clip eliminators.
You know what? I wanted to do that, but Moroso told me that if I did and I ran it on an autocross, I'd destroy him.
Mm-hmm. There for drag racing only, really.
Yeah. Why isn't that actually want to go in? It should have actually wanted to go in. There it goes. All right. Well, that one's all red. Not like that one.
Nope. I pushed it into before.
You get the slide bar back out.
Yeah. I shoved it in far enough that the splines. There we go.
Okay, let me magnet. Oh, I know what those here for. In case we need to go to the ER.
Right.
All right, that's what you're here for.
Say I can't prevent you getting hurt, but it makes that you are hurt. Or do something.
She's a nurse. We don't need
Yeah,
to-
yeah, she's a nurse.
Well, nursing training, but you know.
So all we have to do is, oh, get the nurse. She's right there.
Yeah.
All right.
So this should be right now.
Okay, here we
Okay, try to keep the shims.
go. Yeah. I'm gonna grab the.
Yep, go ahead and grab the.
I got the shim
Second shim pack. And
pack.
that.
Okay, I can
Yep,
pull
there.
that
All.
off.
Good job.
Okay. I'm just gonna set these over here, side to side.
Yep.
The bearing kit came with a new gasket too, which I don't know if I need one.
Your gasket didn't look too bad.
I didn't think I glued it to this side, so. Yeah, I bought these 373s at a swap meet at the Long Beach swap meet in LA,
Oh,
probably 20 years ago. And I just finally put them in like 2 years ago.
I'm amazed this thing isn't making noise. Because it kind of looks like mine.
Yeah,
There's quite a bit of play there.
yeah. Well, I did take the nut off.
Right, but that, with all the issues you had with that, with that, it should have been tight. I don't know. Crazy. Alright, front bearing.
As much as I get hurt, I should have like an ambulance sitting right here with running, ready to go.
Right. I'm also in that boat.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mainly because I don't wear gloves or anything, so I slice the shit out of myself all the time.
Even though we got a new seal?
Was it leaking?
No. It was leaking back here. It was leaking past.
We can pop a seal in it.
You know what? If the bearing's good, I'll just save everything for see what I don't need.
Bearing looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rare view of the underside of my car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see my trunk patch underneath here.
license plates.
No, it's an actual piece. You know, what was nice about living in LA is it was a 45-minute drive to OPG or Classic Industries.
Oh, yeah.
And what's also bad about being able to just drive down there is that you tend to buy more than you should.
Right, that tends to hurt the budget. When Summit was right across the street when we were at Jackson's Butterfly,
Oh God.
it was not good.
So I have a friend who lives in Reno and he drives by Summit up there every day, twice a day for work.
Yeah. Screw that. I would be broke. Well, I am broke, but worse.
Yeah, if you live in a cardboard or you're in your car.
Living in my car in the Summit parking lot.
Yeah.
We would have a new resident. There we go. That's
Yeah.
surfaces.
It does have quite a bit of oil on it from the engine. Yeah, this is all stuff I added when I was autocrossing the car.
Did you enjoy autocross?
Oh yeah. You beat the living shit out of your car and get arrested. Yeah.
I haven't liked any of the autocross they had around here.
That was just fun. I started going on Good Guy shows. And
The one they do in Hastings, you get speed limited and stuff based on the car.
they're running on the racetrack though.
I know.
And these are like cones and parking lots that I did.
Well,
And it was all about making sure, just having people, getting people out of, like Good Guys did a smart thing, is it allowed people to get in their car and run around a track. It didn't matter, just like, you had to have tires with, all, lug nuts on and tread, and you had a seatbelt.
yeah.
And it wasn't really about, it was trying to get some of the, the people that weren't into sitting in the lawn chair all day, and the people that weren't, the ones that just wanted to, putter around in the fairgrounds.
Yeah. They just took themselves way too seriously.
And then it became a competition. And I started like 2006 was my first one. And that was the big guys that had in Orange County.
Oh
It
yeah.
was a short-lived one. Carcraft Magazine's Andy Tour. And that's when I ran the snot out of my car. And then the Orange County Cruisers Association in Southern California, where they have to get the big boy out.
Yeah.
They had it, and I went down there, and there wasn't very many. I mean, the Orange County Labor Day show was the entire weekend. So Orange County has camping facilities. So there's literally 200 people camping, and at the show.
Okay. Yours aren't reverse hood. That's weird.
And rip the threads out of it. So I went there on a Sunday. And we cleaned out most of the most of the big guys. I ran mine. I think I had 27 or 28 runs.
Okay.
And I had little kids wanting to ride with me. and BF Goodrich ended up sponsoring me.
Oh shit.
I had a lot of fun. I got 2 sets sets of drag radials.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told the guy from BFG, I said, hey, I want to go drag racing again. He says, oh, you need some drag radials? I go, yeah. You know, a week later, I come home and there's 4 of them sitting on my front porch.
Yeah.
And he goes, you need anything else? And he goes, I gave him a call and I said, thank you. I wanted to thank you. He goes, you need anything else? I said, well, my BFGs on the back are kind of bald.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, oh, well, okay. What size do you have? I go, you know, I gave him my size, and a week later, there's another 4 tires on my front porch. And, you know, I had fun. Hell, LM's Virginia rode in a car with me one run. Man, you know what it was like to have an IndyCar champion running in a car with you?
Right, it's a little sketchy. Yeah.
Oh, he was so laid back. He was so easy just to hang around with. And I gotta thank my bosses at Blueprint Engines. I would have never asked them if they didn't say something to me.
Yeah.
I rode with,
That was close.
I rode with him on a run in his car. That was terrifying.
Yeah, I would say he's.
That Nova that they have, that 65 Nova that they had,
Mm-hmm.
where it was lifting the inside front tire on every turn.
Yeah.
That's not a fun feeling when you're a passenger. You feel
No.
like the car's gonna flip.
When you don't have control, it's not as fun.
I mean, the only thing that made me calm is I was riding with a guy who raced almost everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was like people that rode with Robbie. Robbie was a completely different animal.
Yeah.
In between the runs, he was pacing around like a caged tiger. He was,
In his zone.
oh God, you know, and Al was just like sitting there leaning back against the trailer on a chair, smoking a cigarette, chatting with people and smiling. He was so calm. And Robbie was like really intense. That's a 3 Series Posse, and I bought a set of 410s for 3 Series Posse.
Oh, yeah.
So, the way this engine is RPMs and the way it likes to run, and the way the gearing is of the transmission in the rear end, it just needs more gear in the rear end.
I thought that when we went drag racing.
Well, I wasn't even I mean, there was no point. If I didn't have the chip in it, I'd be pushing it to 62. I was hitting the chip on 3rd gear right before the finish line.
Right.
So this is why I'm doing that. When I did the math, it said it needed 430 gears for this car.
Probably.
For the RPM of the engine, the transmission, it said it needed 430 gears, and I could run a 1098 at 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, maybe if my 60 foot was like 1.2 instead of 2.2.
If you put more power down, you would be able to run that same thing with a 410. But you'd get through your gears faster.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I maxed out what my gears could do, so that's why it was a lot cheaper to change gears than put boost on my big block.
Yeah.
I'm about maxed out for what NA I can do on pump gas.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing heads and everything, and I don't want to do heads. Got aftermarket heads on it as it is.
What do you, I forget what heads you have on your 440.
I've got Edelbrock Performers.
Oh, okay. Are they better than those 440 source heads that I heard about?
Yeah, by a bit.
Okay.
440 source technically has a bigger valve.
I thought it was just an aluminum 906 version.
The 904s,
Oh,
yeah.
whatever it is, yeah.
They are. They've got a bigger valve in them, but their flow numbers are just not as good as Edelbrock's. Yeah, we're gonna have to do the test.
Does We're gonna have to use what? The tap,
Seat it down.
the tappy tappy tap.
And then we'll probably have to use a punch to line up the threads because it'll be
Yeah,
just barely off.
of course. Some guys put ring gears in the oven for like maybe 200 degrees, warm them up, and they usually slide right on.
Yep.
But that seems to be going on just fine like that, so I don't know what the deal is.
They want to just dunk, drop it, and then it's easier to spin
Yeah.
if you're just barely off. Some of them, they don't tap on at all. My 9-inch just set right on. So it's just kind of depends.
I've never seen a 9-inch put together.
Really?
I've only seen these.
Just well,
What do they call it? Salisbury style.
I mean, watch about 100 of them get swapped out. Third members get swapped out on race week.
Oh yeah, the entire third member. You
Yeah.
pull the whole thing out. Was it Jim Forbes did that multiple times.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how much gear oil they carried with them to do that, but
Right.
he was running like a 410 gear,
Oh yeah.
and then he would swap out to like I don't know, like a 3.0 or something for the road drive.
I've got.
And
That's what I'm gonna do.
oh yeah, we're off a
Yep,
bit.
just a little bit.
Let me grab my big one.
I've got a set of 273s for the road, a set of 411s for when I go racing.
9-inch 275.
Oh, maybe it is. I don't know. I just know it's that 270 gear.
Yeah, because 275s are what's in my 9-inch in my trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, still has a tag on.
They are.
Huh?
Those 270 series gears, they are highway gears. They're really nice.
You put a. Oh
We might have to pinch it with ice.
boy. Yeah. And what we're doing here is we're trying to line up the bolt holes.
I have 400 bolt holes.
Wow, there's 12 bolts. It's a 12
Yeah.
bolt.
It's not far off. It's just a little off.
Oh, of course it's just, but you're never gonna bolt start that way.
Deep. Ring gear's so hard. It's
Yeah, you're not gonna
these
hurt it.
threads aren't gonna
No,
get hurt if you bite deep.
they're hard as steel.
See if one will start.
I don't know. What? Oh, look at that. Yeah, I guess you got it.
Nope.
No, no.
A little more.
Oh, oh God, yeah, we got it. We got like
The
a
punch,
quarter of a thread.
punch feels straight.
Don't hit me in the face with that. I have enough that'll work. I gotta pay for.
While riding the shiny wagon.
I did that once last year. Remember?
Oh yeah.
The only thing cool about it was the two ladies that were the ambulance people.
They're usually pretty fun people.
Well, one of them used to be my neighbor.
There we go.
She used to be my neighbor. She lived in. I have a garage I rent, and she rented the house in front of it for a while. But like everybody else,
Overshot it.
she got the hell out of that dump.
Sounds like.
But
she was smart.
I'd see her come home at lunch and walk her dog and stuff.
Okay. Now, red Loctite.
Oh, dude, that came with it.
Yep, always Loctite.
Yeah. This bearing kit we got, I got from Quick Performance. It was $80, and it has everything.
They're good. Get quick performance.
Yeah.
Kind of changing.
And the gears are from Quick Performance as well. They're a Richmond brand. I forget what they call them, but they weren't that bad either. So they're like, I think everything together was like $220.
Quick
so-
performance kind of saving the old school garage, you know, do it yourself on a budget.
Yeah.
They, because you go through Richmond, this set of gears is $150.
Yeah. That's, I think, what these were. They could go $140 for a set of,
That much.
yeah, it was $140 for these, I think.
Because I know, like,
It
true
wasn't-
Richmonds are usually double what you pay at
No,
Quick.
well, that's, yeah, they were $250 something
Yeah.
for a Richmond, gears to Summit. Summit brands were like around 80,
Yeah.
which is probably these.
Right. They're all,
And,
thing is, they're all Richmond gears. It's just,
yeah.
these are overstocks from Richmond, and they just want them gone.
So this
So-
is a USA standard gear. As you can see here, USA standard gear. And let me grab the box. Oh God! Yeah, that's not good. I'm not Sean. I can't sit on my knees forever.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that when I was 10 years old.
I mean, there's benches all over the place, but.
Oh
they're-
yeah, these are Excels.
Yeah. They're a mid-range.
These are Excels from, it says from Richmond. They're they call it multi-use application.
Yeah. They're the really mid-range Richmonds. They're not the drag performer.
These 373s that I pulled out, looking up the number way back when I got them, which was about 20 years ago, and they had been used a bit. 'Cause they still had a setup number etched in them. They were ran, and I guess they ran them for like 2 days and took them out.
What the heck?
I don't think they liked the
The
ratio.
ratio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, it
I
has-
paid $75 for them at the Long Beach swap meet.
Oh, that's good
Yeah.
price.
And I paid like $100 for that posi unit.
Mm.
And it all sat on the shelf in my garage forever and ever and ever. And this 12 bolt that's in the car actually is the original one from my 1970 Caprice. And it had 256 gears. 256 gears.
That is a
And
highway beast.
well, I found out later, it's like, why would a 454 car with a turbo 400
Oh, these are smaller. Switch the halves.
it's a turbo 400 car with a 454. It was like an LS4 345 horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go, why would it have 256? Well, in 1970, Chevy full-size cars with turbo 400s all got 256 gears as standard equipment. And you could get dodgy with that. And then if you had a turbo 350 car in 1970 full size, it was a 273 gear.
Huh.
And do not know why. And if you had a 3-speed, say a 3-speed manual,
Yeah.
if you could actually find like maybe a Bel Air good game, you might still have a 3-speed in it. By 1970, that was almost impossible to find.
Mm-hmm.
But those had factory 308.
Really?
Yep. So this whole housing came out of my 70 Caprice with a 454, and so the rest of it was stuff I bought. So like the Moser axles I bought, the swap meet differential, and the swap meet ring gear and such.
Okay. Now, I don't know the torque spec right off my head, so we're gonna have to Google that.
Oh, okay.
These are probably, this is probably like 70.
That's pretty good size for 3/8. That's pretty good torque for a 3/8 bolt.
Yeah.
But hey,
It's more than your little impact did, because I had to use the big boy to get them off. Should
Uh-uh.
be a 12 bolt.
that thing is good to about 50, 60 tops.
55.
Okay. Torque wrench is in the bottom drawer there. Old school.
Yeah.
That's my old man's.
I'll be honest with you, my split beam one that I'm running is based on the old design.
So on that one, you turn the knob at the bottom to let it
Yeah.
loose, and then you set it. My dad, I guess I influenced my father into working on his own car in the last few years of his life because he bought tools and did his own brake jobs and oil change. And let me get my gloves on and I'll hold this thing for you.
Yeah, if not, we'll just pinch it in the vise. We'll see how hard it is.
Yeah, it might be a bit difficult.
Yeah. 55's not too bad, but
I'll just set this out of the way here for right now.
yep, we can slide all this.
So, yeah, it actually, when I got it out of, I haven't used it in a while because I bought a Craftsman.
Let's go to the vise.
Okay. It still had my dad's Honda wheel torque number on a piece of duct tape on it.
Nice.
Gen Xers.
Mm-hmm.
We saw all the technology. So we went from, being yelled at in the street by our parents, or having to be home when the streetlights came on, to having pagers, and then the first cell phones came out, but only the rich kids had those. Cell phones came out like in the mid '80s
Mm-hmm.
or early '80s, but they're all like, you either had to carry them in a bag like a purse, or you had them mounted in your car. And the first Motorola brick phone that came out, I had the one, and then the battery life wasn't very long, so I bought the big battery, which was like carrying around a cinder block. The World War II radios,
Yeah.
it's about that size, and there was no easy way to carry it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have the socket for the pinion?
Yeah, I think I put it back. What do we do with it?
No, this is normal.
What are you looking for?
Giant inch socket.
Is it that one?
No, that's way too small. It'll be like that big around.
Yeah, so
Is it by the gun thingy?
That? No.
Yeah.
It's a 9/16.
Leave it over there.
I don't know. I don't know why it's so different now. I mean,
People have less respect for
well,
other
I
people.
mean, there's so many kids that don't drive.
That blows my mind. Day I turned 15, I went and got my learner's permit.
Yeah, that was part of freedom, getting the hell away from our parents.
Yeah.
Get in the car. Now, kids it was like they'd rather ride in the back of mom's SUV at 18 years old. I'm like, what the hell's that about?
Yeah. I got my driver's license, my curfew got set to 10, and I was never home before 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. I didn't have a curfew. There's one weekend after I turned 16, I went to the football game Friday night, and I didn't come home until just in time to go to church Sunday morning. And Dad didn't get mad at all. My sister did. She had curfew.
I had a curfew because of my sibling.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. My sibling notoriously did dumb shit. Got me in trouble.
Well,
Whoa.
my sibling was a girl.
What is up with that?
What now?
His
It
sibling is a girl.
not tight. And we need 25 to 30 inch-pounds of rotating torque. Well, it's crushing the crush sleeve some more. I can't do that with that ratchet. Yeah, big old brake mark.
Yeah.
When we do it the set it when you set it with an impact.
Huh?
You can set it with an impact. You know, watch it turn a little,
Yeah.
check it, turn a little, check it.
Yeah.
Or we do a big ass breaker bar.
Well, this is the impact. Then. Be here all day. How much torque do you need?
Well, that's the thing is it's just got to put enough pressure on the bearings.
I got a 1/2 inch adapter for this. My 3/8 one is actually longer.
Seems about
I
right.
bought it by accident. I saw, oh, I have a really long one. I haven't broken it yet, or the sockets using it. That's amazing that I haven't broken any of my stuff from Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight makes pretty decent stuff.
Except for the ratchets.
Yeah, I hate the ratchet.
The ratchets are terrible. Their sockets and stuff. I don't have any problem with any of it. I mean, hell, I use it every single day for the last 5 years. And I'm not nice. I mean, I'm putting impact on the Harbor Freight ratchets, tearing shit apart.
Yeah.
What am I missing here?
I don't know. Something's unhappy, so I'm gonna take it out, verify some parts. Okay, so we'll see all the way.
Yeah, you probably have to knock it off.
Okay, there's no reason that this old crush tube should not crush all the way. Maybe there was just a little something.
Like I said, when I bought this is a strange billet. When I bought this, I spent 2 nights filing every one of these, opening the edges, beveling out every single edge on every one of these grooves in order to even get it on the pinion. But you see the pinion on this one, it doesn't have the beveled edge like this one does.
Mm-hmm. So it doesn't want
No,
to slide and bite like that.
no. And neither did this. So it was, I didn't want to beat it on.
Oh, you got your calipers here?
Yeah, they're over in the drawer. And so this has etching in the pinion as well. I was wondering what all that is. I guess it's just manufacturing notes.
Your gear ratio and spline count will be on there too.
Oh,
And then yeah, there's some manufacturing notes.
okay. On GM gears, there's just like you have like a part number on the ring gear. And it'll have like the GM part number, and then it'll have 2 numbers with a colon between the 2, and that'll tell you the teeth.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to make sure what gears you have. But does it feel loose?
Yeah, it's loose as can be. My next theory would be, are we out of, are the splines hitting? We might have to use the new. Am I going the right way?
Forward on the button. That's reverse.
Yeah, I'm taking it off. You got a magnet.
Yeah.
Shove it in there and see if maybe, because it's already been crushed, the washer might be hitting
Oh.
the splines now. Oh, that slipped off that frame rail. That was cool.
You did me my floorboards.
No, denting the frame or wherever this cross member is.
Oh, the shock. Oh,
Yeah,
whatever the hell that is.
yeah. That's what I'm denting.
Oh, I don't know.
with the black into that. Never fucking. Do not slide.
So we're trying to set the crush sleeve, and it's being a pain in the butt.
It's always a pain in the ass. I've never had this go, you know, just oop, right there. Yeah, it's always quarter turn by quarter turn.
Just forgot. Anyway, we've been fighting with the pinion, trying to get it set right. Figured out we didn't have the shims in it that we needed, so
Oops.
now we're doing what is it, the lash,
Yep.
gear lash,
You start checking backlash.
backlash. That's the word I'm looking for. Backlash.
Checking the tooth pattern. We will go from there.
The boss over here hasn't had to take any of us to the hospital yet. She still has time. Yeah, we still have time.
I'm saying with all this mock-up, nothing has to be torqued yet. Because the pattern won't change as long as it's tight.
Those gears are beat. Look how thick those gears are. The ring gear is on this thing with the 3 Series posi.
Yeah, it's aggressive. Should have.
Yeah, you could do like there are times when they used. I don't know if they still do, but they used to sell spacers so you could run like a 4 Series gear on a 3 Series posi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I haven't seen them in a long time.
What the heck happened there?
Uh-oh.
Oh, that sucks.
Did you mess it up?
Yep. No, something's just not slid down.
Yeah, it's not good if it doesn't rotate. So what I'm hearing is like the pinion cover. Okay, so something on this side.
Maybe. Oh, come on. Quit being stupid. We might need to.
Think we need more shims?
No, it's still got more crush. It's not. What's happening? It's lining up good. I think we need a little more pressure.
On the pinion
Yep.
nut?
Set the pinion nut just
A little bit more.
Yeah. Just a touch more. What did I do with the socket?
Is it still on the impact?
No, it's been back.
Oh, there
There
it
it is.
No. We need a little bit more crush on the crush sleeve, huh?
Well, it's just a little more bearing pressure.
Okay.
The crush sleeve should be set.
Okay.
So now we're just setting pressure on the bearings, but that also affects pinion depth. It's weird, that feels right on the pinion. So what's lining up here? Well, we might need to take a little shim out of this side. Wonder if it's pushing it into
Oh,
the
yeah.
gear too hard.
Yeah, well, you always you start with what you use, and then you might have to go.
Yeah.
You might have to pull one out.
Yep.
Well,
See.
you need a magnet for that?
That one's out here.
Oh, what was it?
This is going on. It is. I'm just doing my generals first.
Set this right back where it came from.
I'll hold that.
Ah, there's a light there.
Yeah.
So let's take. Ooh, there's a lot of little shims in here.
Do you want to measure it out and then just?
Not separate. Not the way I want it.
Well, it's a good thing we have another set.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I'm just gonna take one of these 2,000 shims out of here. If I can get them.
So just one of the 2,000 strings around there? Size was?
Nope.
Whew. I haven't eaten lunch yet.
Nope.
That's why I'm young.
You're making progress. Like Lewis and Clark. You know?
It's, I don't know, it's like 2 o'clock on a Sunday. I'm missing my nap.
Ooh, that wasn't what I expected. Thought it would just push that race over, but. Alright, here, let it come out just a little bit. We gotta get that. There we go. And straight.
Maybe that's why I was just too high to push in.
Well, I've always had to tap these in.
Yeah.
Usually you just. Let it rotate a little bit. Maybe not. Because there's a little bit of a relief moving.
Now it is.
As we bite into the bearing, we squeeze the bearing, move this in, it quits. So we need to move this way.
Oh.
So that it doesn't bite as deep. I hate setting these. Mopar has adjusters, you just thread them. 9 inches the same way.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with shims, you're just dealing with a little threaded nut.
Okay, I'll hold that.
Okay, so we'll slide this out. So in theory, I need to move from this to that pack.
Okay.
That's the going theory. I don't know if it will work. There's a bunch of tiny shims in here.
He probably. Guy said this probably. Well, he used my kit.
Yeah,
I gave him a kit to do this with.
they sent a bunch of little shims and a couple big ones.
I know. We haven't even opened up our pack yet, so.
Mm-mm. Two of them. Not four. Oh, wait. Okay, we'll move these two.
To the other side.
should stay most of the way. God, this has a bunch of them on it too.
Well, we're dealing with a deeper ring gear here.
Mm-hmm.
On a different, it's a deeper gear ring gear for a 370. You know, 3 of those. Pretty serious pauses, so maybe it does need to be moved over.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Woo. Slippery, slimy bitch.
Is a race on? Is a race on? The race looks like it's not centered.
Looks crooked.
Yeah.
Alright, roll out. That looks a little better. Well, those pushed in by hand.
Yeah.
That might be a good sign.
This gear oil doesn't smell too bad.
No,
It doesn't smell like we're gonna go home like we are victims of a chemical waste dump explosion.
right. It's probably because it's pretty fresh. When
The
it's-
gears. Man, those gears are close to the housing.
Yeah, they are. Alright, it should stay now.
The worst. Berryman's Kim dip.
Oh, yeah.
You ever dealt with that stuff?
Uh-uh.
Oh. You don't get it on your clothes or your hands. It does not come off. So I rebuilt carbs for a speed shop in Sacramento. And they had made me use Berryman's. And
It's that one tight spot. But we're making progress. So, less shims. We need to move some more shims.
I don't know. Can you see farther up there? I see if that thing is getting close up there. Like the ring gears.
Oh, no, we're still good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Still got a 1/16 of an inch.
okay.
I mean, we're playing with that stuff.
And, so I had 2 sets of clothes.
Mm-hmm.
2 jeans, 2 t-shirts, 2 sweatshirts. And at first I was rebuilding carburetors in my kitchen with that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was on the front porch and my neighbor started complaining about what smelled like an open sewer. So then I told him, I said, if I'm rebuilding them, so I'm doing them in your shop in the back, because they had like a warehouse part in the back of the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I went down there and I would, I actually was driving limos at the time, so I'd be like going, changing out of my suit,
Mm-hmm.
put on these clothes, use rubber gloves anytime I was handling it. But it's horrid. And my clothes never, no matter how much I washed them, it never got rid of the smell.
Yeah, it's some of that stuff just sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, don't rebuild carburetors with Kim dip in your kitchen unless you want your food to taste like chemicals.
Yeah, I'll pass.
So I may be a bachelor gearhead, but I don't do stuff like that at home. I don't wash transmissions in my bathtub.
Wash cylinder heads in my dishwasher because it doesn't actually work right. I just have to let it kind of walk.
Okay.
Race let that side come out. There we go. Alright. Question is, do we just torque it down, see what happens, or do we add the shims to that side?
Torque it down, see what happens.
Because right now we're close, because we were closer than we were.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually getting some movement.
I appreciate you giving up your Sunday to do this.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing I had to do was fuck with a 3-wheeler I don't have parts for. Part was supposed to be here Friday. Still
You and Hope could have gone hiking today. You could have watched it blow away in the wind.
in Omaha. Right.
As a native to this part of Nebraska, do you find the spring winds absolutely irritating like I do?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ho 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 ho.
Okay.
Loose. Good. Let's run some patterns.
Oh yeah. Pattern. Get the yellow paint out.
Yep. And hopefully.
Yeah, it's 3M yellow adhesive. That's what it is. It's not paint.
Right. We'll see how well.
Probably why it sticks to it for 20 years. You pull a differential open 20 years later and it still has that crap on there.
Still got paint. Is it sticking? Yeah, it looks to stick.
This one had white on it. The old ring gear had white on it.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the kit. Sometimes they've got blue, they got white, I think yellow. I don't think we're gonna be right because it feels pretty loose.
Oh, see, it still has white from the factory.
Yeah.
What do we got going on here? Oh yeah, we're not even touching. Oh, we
Got to ride a couple times.
why does it not sound like it's smooth?
Backlash.
Starting to show a bit of pattern there.
We are. Let's see.
We're a little bit
We're deep. See that? Some of them are pretty good. We're a little deep on the pinion, so I need to tighten the pinion.
pull the pinion away.
Yeah, I need to pull a pinion.
Okay.
Good thing is we can do this way. Let's see if we get any out of this. We can also move this back this way, and that'll make it bite deeper.
Okay.
So I say we run one more, put one of those back in,
Okay.
because we're also sharp on the back. So yeah, it needs to move that way too.
Alright.
So we're real careful doing this. We won't have any gear noise.
Yeah, well, the way they say that to fix the gear noise is just do a big long burnout.
Get them hot, real hot. It does fix them because it causes gear warp.
Yeah.
And gear warp, for some reason, always goes the way it like needs. I don't know why.
Right after I bought this car, because this car came with 256 one-leg gears in it,
Mm-hmm.
I entered a burnout contest. Contest.
For context, it was a contest.
Yeah, and I was like spinning the engine like in second gear.
There we go.
Second gear, doing 100 miles an hour on the speedometer. And then there was this horrible sound that everybody in the crowd went, "Oh!"
Yep.
And I drove away, and I drove it for like another 6 or 8 months before I went to put posi in it. And he said I broke my ring gear between every bolt.
Oh.
And then they had this bolt here was welded in the case.
Shit.
They couldn't get it out. They were banging on it and hammering on it. I was like in the shop listening to them hammer on my rear end for like an hour. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And I wandered over there. I completely went in the shop like I wasn't supposed to as a customer. And,
Right.
are you guys gonna save that 256 peg leg stuff? He goes, for somebody else? He goes, no. I said, get a torch. Cut the son of a bitch out.
Here, let that side come out.
And
Out she comes.
and so I got a 336 gear in this car in posi. It was in there for years, never made a noise.
Oh, did I put? No, I only put one. I put them both in there for a second. I'm like, God dang it.
Well, you guys gonna have to take it back out if you did.
Yeah. That's all this is. In and out 100,000 times.
Yeah.
Were you there when we built my third member hope for my rear end?
I don't know.
It was a long night. About 1,000 times running paint.
I don't think I was. I think I was at
You do this a lot?
Sometimes I make her help. Not often.
Look at it, he's getting yellow paint all over my tools. I mean,
Oh my God! How's there yellow paint on my hand?
because it's on the ring gear. Look at it, look at its ring gear fingerprints all over.
Oh my God!
How do we end up with a second set of yellow paint?
It's on the pinion.
Oh,
It sticks to the pinion, and then the pinion marks it. Sometimes it's easier to read the pinion imprint than the actual gear. Like cut. That's why you try to get it pretty thick, so the
yeah.
pinion will also leave you a tag.
Look at that artiste
Yeah.
with his acid brushing.
We did this so many times we had to get 2 tubes of paint out. But mine had a bunch of run out. It was all... It's that weird spot.
Why does it feel so freaking tight?
Yeah. But it's like loose and then tight and then loose and then tight. I think the gears just need the crap beat out of them.
Well, you got a pattern there.
Roll back. They might drove. That coating is rubbing on itself. See, it's loosening up as I go.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to drive.
Oh,
That looks pretty good here, from what I've seen in pictures.
that looks good. Okay, now we take this, we run this down. Where's that? Down here. Oh, we are getting good marks all the way around. Nice. Okay, that one also looks good. Coast side.
Oh, so you can see the pinion. That's what he's looking at the pinion is what he's doing.
Yeah, to see if the pinions and the rest of the marks around the ring gear are consistent. Because if they're not, that shows that the ring gear has some warp to it, which affects how you break it in. So if there's zero warp, you just street drive it. If there's warp, you want to get her hot as can be and then cool off real quick. So no street driving, just burn out, let it sit. I've never seen one warped bad enough to need that, but
Almost sounds like something we should do on purpose.
right.
The line lock works on this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Been thinking I need to get one. Coast side. Yeah, we're pretty much in the center with a full bite.
And I don't even have a momentary button on my line lock. It's an actual switch now.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Which is kind of, it's nice when if you're rolling and you need to get out of the car,
Mm-hmm.
you can just
Whack the line on.
hit the switch. Yeah. I did the same thing on my GMC because I was towing with it.
Uh-huh.
And I'd hit the line lock and the handbrake when I was towing, launching the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be that guy where you see the tow truck pulling the truck out of the water, then the boat trailer.
Right.
I didn't want to be that guy. I think it gets the line lock hot,
Yeah.
but
We should have some backlash. It's the only thing I don't like. Everything else I like. This should move just a little bit before it hits that pinion, and it doesn't. Spool cars, we take all that out. Or like the big 42 spline, they take all that out just to make it tighter. Won't hurt it. The only way to fix that is we take one of the shims out of the pinion and recess the pinion, and then hope this stays. Problem is we have a really nice pattern.
I'll leave it for now then. I would leave it.
If it makes noise, we can always come in here and mess with stuff.
Yeah.
So,
It's going to be driven a lot as the weather gets better.
and
So,
that'll help stuff kind of work itself out.
yeah.
Okay. Do you want to put your new crush sleeve in?
I don't know. I really don't.
I mean, it's in place and working,
Yeah.
so it's up to you.
I've seen people reuse their old ones, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, this is why I defer to you for this kind of stuff.
I've reused them before,
Mm-hmm.
and I've put new ones in before. I've re-crushed mine in my Dakota 4 times,
No.
and it's fine. It kept busting off fucking drive shafts and yokes. That's why it's so tore up. Alright, well, let's do torque spec on that caps stock. Chevelle apparently runs 90 foot-pounds on that ring gear. That does not feel right. They can say that all they want. I will not be running that.
You mean on the caps?
No, from the ring gear to the carrier. Dude's got it.
3/8 full?
Yeah. Well, like, nope, that's not right. So I found another source for a torque spec.
That doesn't sound right at all. I'd be kind of crazy to be using 90 pounds on even on those.
Yeah, these are 60.
Yeah.
Found a picture of a service manual.
doing that, I'm cleaning up the boss's shop.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep the boss happy.
Well, let's face it, he doesn't have to let us use any of his stuff, so,
Right.
you know.
You could tell us no to using the lifts and all that.
I mean, it's,
Oh yeah, we probably gotta put your center pin back in and your boom clips.
well, I gotta do all that when you put the axles in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We probably should put axles and all that back in. You know,
Well,
it's not like I forgot about putting axles in.
we'll figure it out when we try to put the tires on.
Yeah.
When we rotate it back around to the, well, okay, so we need to rotate it back around to the window.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna rotate it around to the window.
Yep. See, it's got one spot where it feels tight
It's probably just inconsistencies in the
in the
machine.
rain gear.
Keep going. The other direction. Oh. Okay, cool.
Good.
Yeah, keep going. I just want to be able to. I gotta get it through the window so I can put the clips, C clips in. All right.
Should we,
Okay.
you want to switch your axles side to side, rotate them like your tires?
No. Before you slide that all the way in, I need you to pull this other one out.
Oh, yeah. See. Clip in?
Yeah. There we go. All right. Okay.
This one's just binding.
Oh man. Man, give me my pry bar.
Yep, there you go.
Sometimes they're a bit annoying. There we go.
Yeah. It's just a sign of tight seals.
All right, and now we rotate it back, and then that went way fast. I have it pointing somewhat upward, like this.
Right. Yeah, you just turned the long ways real quick on me.
Yeah. Okay.
Pin goes in like
Sometimes you gotta get recenter all this stuff. There it goes. I forget this is a square style, not a Allen. It's,
Oh yeah. We might be able to get the one out of the cap.
well, I don't even worry about the filler.
That has a torque spec too, but
Good luck getting a torque wrench on it.
yeah. I don't know why they give torque specs for stuff that you can't get on.
So it's 1.25 Ugga
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay. We've made progress.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this gasket real quick. Oh yeah.
Is it a blue block this style? Like the thick cork?
Hmm?
Yeah, it's the thick kind of shit.
So we got a little bit of metal on it.
Those should still be set, right?
Yeah, well, we could back them off and check them again. Look how dirty this is. Oh my god. I'm putting the dirty part on, back on. This is not me.
The amount
Somebody
of people-
impersonating me. I hate doing this.
They'll lose their mind over something that's not perfectly clean.
I like if I take something off, I clean it for it. I often will even repaint it.
Yeah, I mean some stuff, but like this, get it put on, then you just wipe it down.
Yeah.
She's good to go.
Oh, at that point, yeah. Oh.
What? Is it leaking? Oh, that one fell in the.
There we go. Try not to drip all over the floor before I get to it. Oh crap! You know what?
What?
Hopefully, maybe we can get that fill plug out so we don't have to use a pump.
Right. That
Well,
pump's handy, but it is not.
actually, you just use a piece of hose.
Right, but it is not this cure-all. It still sucks.
Careful bending my 60-year-old brake lines.
Right, I am worried about breaking the brake line.
You break my brake line. I haven't looked at these in a while. I probably should. A little crusty right here.
Yeah, we redid the brake lines on my axle when we did my 9-inch.
Uh-huh.
It's a good idea because there was one spot where it you could push through it with your finger.
Yeah. What was crazy was like sitting up, my Tahoe sitting up at the farm
Mm-hmm.
for like a year,
Yeah.
and hit the brake once and it blew one line off the right rear. So I just took a hammer. I borrowed a hammer from Scott and I bashed it. I bashed it flat against the axle.
Yeah.
Next time I hit the brake, it broke. Where it's the worst place to brake, which is above the gas tank on the Tahoe.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so you'd have to like take the body off the car to get to that. Yeah, so,
Shit.
yeah.
That's the kind of luck I have.
So I was like, the hell with it, I'm driving. Scott gave me a bottle of brake fluid that was like, I think 40 years old. You couldn't even see the label on it anymore
Yeah, that sounds
from all the
about right.
dirt. So. Where's my hammer? Yeah, that was installer error on the studs.
I'm surprised they didn't pull themselves straight the first time you torqued your wheels.
Well, yeah, you'd think, but that isn't always the case.
You know?
These are still a
It also doesn't help that you're reaching up 20 feet.
Huh?
Doesn't help that you got to reach 20 feet in the air to reach them.
Mm.
Proper Ugga specs.
Oh, okay. Gotta have the proper Ugga specs.
Yeah.
Alright.
65 foot-pounds or 3 Ugga.
Oh. If we can do 65 foot-pounds, and then the DeWalt is set at that.
That's true.
Yeah, doing a 5/16 bolt by a 65, especially one that's only grade 5.
Well, you know, the internet thought that 3/8 ring gear bolt was supposed to be 90, so that
Yeah.
pans out this would be 65.
Oh, yeah.
brake line's in the way. Just cut it. You don't need rear brakes.
Brakes are for weenies.
Right, all they do is slow you down.
That Instagram video I did on the 63 Impala,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the comments were that he's still using a single pop master cylinder.
Yeah.
And then, and of course, the rest of them were sure that it was a 3 deuce barrel and it wasn't a 409 because they thought it had 3 2 barrels on it. Of course, you can't see the carburetors underneath that giant air cleaner. Oh, they're gonna have to get heat. You know, I'll just take out the original one.
Yep.
On the side. We'll fill the original plug hole.
Yeah, at least it's one of the square ones, ain't it?
One of the things you have to learn is that before you drain all your fluids out, if you're doing an axle fluid change, is to make sure you can get the fill cap off.
Right.
Otherwise,
You're in a rough space.
oh my god. Oh crap! I gotta use a regular wrench.
I say if not, I might be able to reach.
It is 9/16.
Oh. There we go.
Isn't that a neat sound? Getting close.
Yeah.
Just gotta get a.
And we pray for no noise.
Okay. Ooh. Knocked my cylinder over.
It'll make a little noise for about 40 feet.
Mm.
Because it'll technically dry spin.
What? It's technically what?
Dry.
Oh.
So you were adding all this fluid, it'll have to pick up fluid and oil everything. So it'll make a little noise. Mainly looking for no howl. And
Well, we could run it on the lift.
Yep. No howl, no obnoxious grinding noises. Actually, we'll just.
No, I'm hearing is the drum.
Yep. Pull some lube up.
Oh, there we go, another Taco Bell fart.
I hate that it's so hard to get the bottom of that can out when you're filling like a tea case or something, because there's always something in the way.
Oh, the transfer case?
Yeah.
I think it's 2.5 quarts. This is what I got here.
Mm-hmm. You'll probably start adding some and it'll drip.
Yeah.
My 9-inch wanted 2.5 and it took 3.
I don't know what it is. The last couple of cars I've been checking fluids on around here for like transmissions and differentials, they're overfilled.
Really?
Yeah, you take the drain plug out and it starts pouring out. I don't even know how they even bother doing that. Yeah. Huh?
How do you get it that full?
I don't know.
I'm
gonna go pull this over here.
If your T case is ever like that, your training's rear seal's out and it's pushing trans fluid in there.
Yeah.
But your diff should be no way to overfill the diff. Well, in theory, your rear fill plug would let you overfill it.
Well, it sounds like I'm sucking it back in, so it might be just below the hole there.
Oh, it might be. I'm gonna shove my finger up in there.
That's alright. It's
got plenty.
That's fine.
Won't blow up.
Yeah, that hurt nothing. I brought 2 1/3 balls. Mm-hmm. That's what I had. So.
Yeah.
It's like 3 ounces below.
Wow, that's
Oh, it's starting to come out.
there it is.
So,
Oh, I wonder if it's because I pulled some up onto that ring gear.
it's possible.
Good and full.
just perfect. I don't. Yeah, it's like they pump it in with a gun, like a pneumatic gun, and then
They
it
don't-
starts pouring out the side. And they got like the other hand has got their other hand on the
With that
on the
sucker
plug,
in there.
and they ram it in there real quick, and so it's over full.
Yeah.
So, like I think was this Blake's car that happened? I don't know how he did it. It wasn't Blake's car. It was somebody else's car. Oh, it was a yellow Chevelle.
Oh.
That
Yeah.
yellow 69 Chevelle or 68 Chevelle.
Yep.
That thing, both the differential and the 4-speed were overfilled. All right, well, I'll put the drag shaft back in. Need that. Gonna need this.
Oh, come on, bushing.
Hit it on with your money.
There it goes. Good.
Actually, I could leave that side out.
What are all these washers? Did they come off that?
Yeah, that's what spaces it out.
Okay.
Otherwise, you see it.
Yep,
hits
it wants to hit. Okay. I thought they were all still on.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, that's why it came off so bad. The sleeve just grabs the threads.
Yeah.
Bushing all tight. And on.
Oh, this car, that's a UMI panhard bar.
Yeah.
And for a long time, this car was on their website.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I don't know if it still is. They actually asked me. They wanted to use one of my pictures for their website.
Kind of rare for
And I
them to
went,
have.
okay. And they didn't know me from Judas. They just liked the car with the 18-inch wheels I had on it. And I go, well, I do have a couple of your parts on my car. And they go, oh, great. So, I haven't been on their website in a while, so I don't know if it's still there.
Apparently, it's a big thing. People don't ask
Nope.
anymore about just putting people's cars up on stuff.
You know, this car was in 6 episodes of the TV show Jericho before I painted it black.
Well, that's cool.
Has more screen time than me. Yeah. Yeah, it has far more screen time than I do. Yeah, there's great pictures of it on set. With an Abrams tank parked next to it.
Oh.
And that I did. And I took those. I snuck them. I asked because I didn't want to be, because they get freaked out if you see a background guy with a camera.
Right.
And I asked them, I said, okay, if I take some pictures of my car on set because it's next to a tank, you know, he goes,
Right.
they go, sure.
It's cool.
Yeah, well, that whole set was so laid back compared to so many that I've been on.
Right. I've heard it.
And
Like, there's a couple that are good, but for the most part, the sets are just up.
hey, we got it done. I just went for a test drive, just a couple of miles up and down the road. No noises. So big kudos to my friend Chance who helped me out with this. He did most of the work, let's be honest. And now we're upgraded to 410s in this from 373s, which will help me get the car more into the optimum RPM range on the track. It'll also, the way the engine's RPM likes to run at, what RPM it likes to run at, the gearing and the transmission, 373s were kind of not real fun to drive around on the street. It always felt like it needed more, higher, it needed to be higher RPM. So the 410s are a little bit, there's not really much of a difference between the 410s and the 373s, but it'll get me closer to the optimum gear ratio that this car should have for drag racing. Ideally, according to the math, is a 430. But 430s would be require me changing out a lot of stuff, including the differential, which I didn't feel like spending an extra $500 for one of those. So, we'll see how this does. We didn't do this on camera. We also put the pinion shims back in for the upper control arms on the rear of these cars. Have shims on the frame that you can adjust the pinion angle up and down like this with using the stock arms. That's what they came with originally when they're from the factory. We put those back in, and there is an improvement, but it's not quite there yet. The angle's better, but not ideal. So what I might do is I could use like body shims. That might be able to move it a little bit more if I have to. I will go that route. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. They don't cost anything to subscribe on YouTube to a channel. All it does is it puts it in your feed when a new video comes out, and you'll be able to see it without going to hunt for it. Thanks for watching.